Tutoring learners who don't read or write in their native language. Start with a story using your learner's own words by describing an event or experience. For learners who don't have literacy in any of their languages, reading and writing should build on their English speaking skills. You might remember that when you first learned to read and write in school, you were reading and writing words that you could already say. The same is true for your learner. You want to focus on reading and writing activities that use the words, phrases, and sentences that your learner already uses when they speak in English. A good way to do this is to work with your learner to create a piece of their own writing. In these activities, the learner tells a story, and you, the tutor, write it down. This story will then be the basis of reading and writing lessons. There are a variety of ways to help your learner create a piece of writing. You can share an experience with your learners, such as a trip to a store or a walk through a garden. You can ask your learner to narrate a series of drawings, such as from a book of picture stories. Or you can ask your learner to bring in a favorite photo or piece of art that they have created. Your learner can then talk about the photo or the piece of art. In this video, the learner describes his experiences when he first started in the tutoring program. This video demonstrates strategies for working with learners who don't have literacy in any of their languages. In Chapter 1, you'll see a learner talking about an experience and the tutor writing it down. Together, they create a piece of writing that will be used in many reading and writing activities. When they're finished, the tutor prints out the story to make it easier for the learner to read and to use to create reading and writing activities.
Hi, Alex.
Hi,
it's nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Yeah. How was work today?
It's well good.
Yeah,
Very
good. Were you working close to home or?
Yeah, I'm working in Oakland.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Much closer to home. So tonight I was thinking about doing something a little bit different than our normal workbooks and flashcards. I was thinking about listening to you tell me a story.
Okay.
And I'm going to write, as you speak to me,
Okay.
I'm going to write down the words that you use, all right?
Okay.
And so think about a topic. We've talked about a couple in the past that are really important to you.
Okay.
And recently you told me how you came into the Alameda Reads program.
Just like
So
when I
would
start.
let's, is that good for you?
Yeah.
All right. So let's begin.
Okay. When I started and I went to like adult school.
Oh, you went to the Alameda Adult School.
Yeah. And when I came right here, I can't talk English and also never understand English. So.
Okay, hang on just a minute. I'm going to write this down. Okay. Okay. All right, keep going. What else?
So when I came right here, so one of the tutors told me to transfer to right here, Alameda Read. So it's why I came right here. So that's why I started learning like English and some writing. I guess I couldn't write it. I don't went to school to my country. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I came right here. I'm learning a little bit English and write it down and to write it and I'm happy, you know.
You're happy to learn English
Yeah.
and know how to speak English and write English?
Yeah. Little bit writing, no really much, but to like I don't understand to talk English, and it's really happy. Yeah.
I'm going to finish writing that, okay? Hang on just a sec. Okay, Alex, I'm done writing. Let's read it. I'll read it back to you, and you can listen as I'm reading it back, and tell me if you want to change anything or if something doesn't sound quite right.
Okay.
When I went to Alameda Adult School, I can't write English.
Yeah, that's right.
When I came right here to Alameda Reads, I learned. I did not go to school in my country. I happy to know English and write. I am happy to learn to read and write English.
Yeah, that's correct.
That sound right?
Yeah.
Anything you want to change?
It's good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
that's right.
All right.
That's right.
In this chapter, the focus is on reading the story. To start, the tutor reads the story, pointing to each word as she reads, which helps the learner remember what each word looks and sounds like. The tutor provides a lot of support for the learner in echo reading, where the tutor reads a sentence or phrase and the learner repeats it. A little less support is provided in duet reading, where the tutor and learner read together at the same time. When the learner feels ready, they can read independently. The tutor is using a strategy called whole, part, whole. Since the learner is familiar with the spoken English used in the story, the next step is to work with the written language in the learner's story, starting with meaning. This is the whole in whole, part, whole. Activities that focus on the whole include echo reading, duet reading, assisted reading, silent reading, ordering word cards or sentence strips, and discussing the story.
Alex, this is the story that we just completed writing, and let's read this story. I'll read it first, and you can follow along.
Okay.
And I'll point to each word as I read.
Okay.
When I went to Alameda Adult School, I can't write English. When I came right here to Alameda Reads, I learned. I did not go to school in my country. I happy to know English and write. I am happy to learn to read and write English. Okay?
Okay.
I'm thinking, let's read this together.
Okay.
You want to?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that maybe what I'll do is I'll read a few words and then you can repeat it back to me, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. When I went to Alameda Adult School.
When I went to Alameda Adult School,
Great.
I
can't write English.
I can write English.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll read this and then you can repeat it back, all right? Let's try the second sentence. When I came right here to Alameda Reads.
When I came right here to Alameda Reads,
I learned.
I learned.
Yeah. I did not go to school.
I did not go to the school in my country.
Good. All right, now I'll read this and then you can repeat it back, all right? I happy to know English.
I happy to know English and write.
Good, all right. So I'll read and then you can repeat it back, all right? I am happy to learn.
I am happy to learn
to read and write English.
And write English.
Good. Okay, Alex, let's try reading together at the same time.
Okay.
All right.
When I went to Alameda Adult School, I can't write English.
Mm-hmm.
When I came right here and to Alameda Reads, I can learn. I did not go to school in my country.
Yeah.
I'm happy to know English and write.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy to learn to read and write English.
Yeah. So that last sentence you read on your own, I was just mouthing it. I wasn't even reading it. Let's do it again. Okay? Yeah.
When I went to Alameda Adult School, I can not write English.
Mm-hmm.
When I came here to Alameda Reads, I can learn. I did not go to school in my country.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to know English and write.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy to learn to read and write English.
Yeah. Yeah. The more times that we read this, the more familiar these words look.
Yeah.
And it becomes easier to read, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In this whole activity, the tutor has cut the story into sentence strips. The learner rearranges the sentence strips to recreate their story. This provides reading practice while staying focused on meaning. Using sentences strips also helps your learner practice scanning, or moving their eyes across the page to find words in a sentence. When your learner is putting each sentence into the form of the story, it's also a lower stress way to write, without having to struggle with paper, pencil, spelling, or grammar.
Okay, Alex, so what I've done now is that each sentence from the story is on a strip of paper, okay? And what I'd like you to do to get practice scanning for words in each sentence, okay?
Okay.
So each one of these strips, you can recreate the story down here, okay? So each strip will match the order of each sentence in this story. Okay? Take your time. I think that took you maybe 30 seconds. That really was good. That was really fast. Good, Alex. I like that. We should do this one more often.
Writing can be very difficult for learners who don't have literacy in any of their languages. In this whole activity, the tutor takes away some of the difficulty by removing the physical stress of printing and instead focuses on putting familiar words together into a familiar sentence using word cards. The tutor has selected the last sentence in the story because she thinks that the learner is ready for a sentence of that length. She writes each word from the sentence onto one note card.
Okay. Alex, on each one of these flashcards, all right, I've written each word in the last sentence, okay? So in this exercise, it's going to be recognition from each word into its correct location in the sentence. Okay?
Okay.
So if you'll take these and put them in order as you see. Okay. So now why don't you read the whole sentence?
I
Am
am happy to
to
learn to read and write English.
In this chapter, the tutor is focusing on a part activity. Part activities focus on the building blocks of literacy. In this case, words. The tutor has picked out 3 words to focus on as sight words. Sight words are words your learner memorizes as a whole, rather than sounding them out. Finding words in the story practices the skill of scanning, an important part of reading.
Alex, the next activity, let's do the sight words, okay? So on these 3 cards, I've chosen words that come out of the story, okay? And what I'd like you to do is find how many times this word appears in the story, okay?
Okay.
So this word is
Happy.
happy, right? Okay. So can you point out to me from the story how many times happy appears? So this is practice scanning the words in each.
Happy.
Happy, 1, okay. You can circle if you want to, that'd be fine. Yeah, good. Happy.
Which one?
Yeah, take your time. You don't need to go fast. Happy. Good. Okay. That's what I see. I see 2 times too. All right. Next word. Can you say this word? Learned. Learned. Yes.
Learn.
That's what I see. 1 time too. Yep. Well, that is a part of this word, but it's not identical to this word, right? This is learned. So how is this word
It's
different, right? Yeah. Okay. So only 1 time in this story. Okay. All right. The 3rd word is
right.
right. Yes.
Right.
So looking through the story, how many times does right appear? Good. Keep looking. Take your time. Yeah, that's right. Good. Good. That's what I see too, 3 times. Good.
In this part activity, the focus is on writing familiar words by first reading, then tracing, and then copying each one. Tracing letters helps to remind beginning writers about the shape of each letter. Copying provides additional low-stress practice. It's very important to focus on words that the learner knows well and uses in their speech.
Alex, in the next activity, we are going to focus even more closely on those 3 words that we found in the story, okay? And those 3 words are, let's say them again, okay?
Okay.
Right,
Happy.
learned. Great. Okay. So this is your opportunity to be able to write each one of these words, okay? So in this area, you can trace the shape of the letter, okay? And then you can write in your own handwriting on this line, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's try that.
So,
Trace with your pencil, yes, over each letter, right, along the dots. Yeah, take your time. Okay, so on the T, you can't see it, but there is, you cross the T, you can barely see it on that line. But see, the T always has a... Okay, so now you can write in your own handwriting. Really good. That's really good formation of those letters. Okay, this word is, let's say it again.
happy.
Happy, right. So now trace over the dots on those letters. And you know what? Why don't you say each letter as you write it? Yeah.
H. A. P.
Okay. So this last word is, let's say it again.
Learned.
Learned. Okay.
L. E.
Okay. Let's read the words again.
Right. Happy. Learn.
In this part activity, the tutor asks the learner to spell the same words using letter cards, helping the learner focus on the letters that make up a word. To make this activity a little more challenging, the tutor has added a few extra unneeded letters.
Alex, in this next exercise, we're going to be looking at the same three words, which are learned, right, happy. Okay, so in this stack, each one of the letters from this word is on a card, and there's maybe some extras in here that don't belong.
Okay.
Okay? So take a look at the word, and you can use the text here. You could use this. So from these cards, lay them in the order of this word. Let's spell the word.
H-A-P-P-Y.
Happy.
Happy.
Right? Happy. So these letters don't belong. No. Alex, the next set of cards, okay, is for the word learned. Yes. Okay. Say these letters.
L-E-A-R-N-A-E-D.
Say the word.
Learned.
Good. Good, Alex. Okay, Alex, this set of cards is for the word right. Okay, good. Let's say these letters.
W-R-I-G-E. Right.
Good.
In this part activity, the tutor uses the same words and picks out a few more common words from the story and puts them all into a worksheet. For each selected word from the story, the tutor adds visually similar words. When the tutor says the target word, the learner circles it. This provides more practice quickly scanning across text to pick out the target sight words.
Okay, Alex, here's another exercise where we're going to be practicing sight words from the story, okay? What I'm going to do is for each one of these lines, I'm going to say one word, and I want you to find that word. You're going to have 3 choices, and if you will circle the word that I say, okay? All right. So on line number 1, the word is when.
When.
Great, correct. Okay. On line number 2, the word is right.
Right.
Good. Line number 3, the word is happy. Oh, you got that one right off the bat. Number 4, learned.
Learn.
Yeah. Number 5 is went.
When.
Excellent. I could see that you were sounding out that word. That was great. Learned, you got it like that. Happy, you got it like that.
Learn.
Yeah, good job, Alex.
After doing several part activities, it's a good idea to go back and reread the story, a whole activity. Each time your learner reads the story, it becomes more familiar, and the reading becomes more fluent. As you can see in this chapter, learners who are learning literacy for the first time need lots and lots of reading and writing practice with words, phrases, and sentences that they use in their spoken English.
Okay, Alex, let's go back to the story. All right? Now that we've concentrated on several words, and let's read the story together, okay?
When I went to Alameda Adult School, I can't write and English. When I came right here to Alameda Reads, I can learn. I did not go to school in my country. I happy to know English and write. I am happy to learn and to read and write English.
At the end of every tutoring session, it's a good idea to ask your learner to reflect on their experience, whether they enjoyed the activities, and what helped them to learn. Reflecting on their own learning experience builds the skill of monitoring one's own learning, which is an effective learning strategy. Encourage your learner to do more of the things that help their own learning and fewer of the things that don't.
Alex, let's look at all the activities that we did tonight, okay? Because we really have done a lot. We wrote a story, okay? And then in the story, we broke it down into learning more words, and we call them sight words, okay? We also broke down each sentence into the strips, and we used those to make the story. We used the flashcards for 3 words that we wanted to concentrate more on, and those words were right and learned and happy, okay? You use these to create these words. And on this exercise from the sight words, You found each word that I said in each of these lines. So of all these activities, did you like any of these or did the others? Were any of these more helpful than the others?
I think
What
it's
did you
just,
think about these exercises?
It's pretty good for me, and I like it.
You liked them all? Did you like did you like finding the words when I said it?
Yeah, I like.
What about the flashcards?
It's the same as trying to
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah. Okay, Alex, this exercise was about reading in your own words a story and concentrating on the sight words from your story, okay, which is in your own words.
Yeah.
And should we try to do this again in our learnings in the future?
Yeah, I like to learn it in the future, and this is kind of helped me to understand the English, and I like it.
Okay, good.
It's exciting to learn
Good.
English.
I'm glad to hear that, Alex. It was great, and I
Yeah,
can't wait to see you
I'm
next
great.
week, okay?
Yeah,
All right.
good.
All right, don't work too hard.
You've just seen a tutor working with a learner who does not have literacy in any of his languages. The activities in each chapter show how to work on reading and writing using a whole, part whole strategy. The activities are based on the learner telling the story of an experience.